There is a variety of ship components available. Each of these components has a grade and a class. Depending on the type and quality, they may serve a different purpose and of course can have different stats. Some of the components are clearly more combat oriented, while others may benefit more of a work role. Many ships come with a mix of these different module types, or at least have one from a different class. However, the default loadouts are mostly of lower grade and fit the ship's specialization. What we have are the military, the stealth, the competition, the industrial and civilian components, each serving different purpose and being relatively simple to understand. Let us start with the military parts. These are mostly known for having more health than all the other types. Their output in the form of power or cooling might not be the highest, but the focus is to withstand a firefight with good performance. Usually they have one of the bigger infrared or electromagnetic signatures, basically meaning how easily you can be spotted or how well will the missiles keep their lock on you. This can also depend on the grade of the component, as low tier military parts may have smaller signatures than the high grade industrial. Next we have the stealth components. These are also, well, basically combat oriented. However, they focus on reducing the signature. A full set can affect your ship in a massive way, and the higher the grade, the better the stealth benefits. These components reduce the infrared and electromagnetic output, so the signatures are reduced and you can remain stealthier than ships using most other components. However, the trade-off is having one of the weaker modules. Thus, depending on a ship, some direct heavy fire or a clear missile hit can create a scenario where your ship may get disabled or suffer a soft death. Well, it is not that drastic as I might make it sound, but your components are more likely to give out in a firefight. However, with these components and stealth specialized ship, the focus should be to sneak attack and not really do 1 versus 1s out in the open with fair engagements. Because these components serve this specialized sneak stealth combat engagements, you should be very wary of how you play out these scenarios. Then we have the competition components, or basically racing. These are actual weakest when it comes to health, but most often have one of the highest power or cooling outputs, thus giving away mostly everything for maximum component performance. They are not meant for combat in any form. While there is a chance for the stealth components to give up during firefight, it is even more likelier with these racing pieces. Thus, they should mostly be kept for the intended role. Even for their high performance, they don't really offer that huge of a signature when compared to military, civilian, industrial parts. I also think these components are the most specialized and only really fit racing vehicles. Next we have the industrial parts, and these are one of the more common ones in the verse. They actually fit really well somewhere between all the different module types, all the different classes, having good health and one of the highest performance outputs. Usually having lesser signature than military components, the focus with industrial components is to have good durability and high output, while at the same time not being as fragile as competition grade. I think these might become one of the better components or component classes when actual module wear is introduced. For last, we have the civilian components. Once again, these are the other more common components in the game. Not really of high durability and high performance, however, they do not create such a big signature like most other class components do, of course excluding the stealth. Most typically, these can be found on simple transport starters, exploration ships. Basically, the ships with several focuses. They are not bad components, but they are not really specialized for combat. They are something when you want to do a bit of everything. Intended to be flexible, but it is also rather common for these modules to be swapped out if somebody wants to change the ship's focus more towards stealth, combat or something else. So in a way, every component type has its use. They have their ups and downs, but the math here is simple. Combat ships are mostly benefited from the higher tier modules, so mainly stealth and military ships. So your explorers, transports don't really need the most optimal pieces. Maybe industrial, maybe racing, You can also have some fun with mixing and matching different components, like adding industrial power plant or racing coolers. Things have changed quite a lot over the years, and I believe the modules, or at least their types, have been simplified. Most commonly, components are set as default depending on the ship's role, and there might not even be a reason for you to change them, as starters or explorers might not require optimal power output or military durability. But then again, if you want to min-max, you might want to pump up those military components on your combat ships. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.